Good morning. Welcome to Winnipeg. Now, about 4 hours ago, this coffee was hot. Yeah, it's not hot now. It's room temperature. Okay, here's what's happened. I actually did do something on the model this morning, but very little. I gave this piece 2 coats in between other stuff I was doing, which was mainly my light bar. It seems to me I started on that, or was talking about starting on it at the end of yesterday's episode. Well, when I came in here this morning, it was still laying out on the table, and I thought, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to work on it until 10 o'clock, and then I'm going to stop. No matter where I am, I'm going to stop, and I'll start in with the model. Well, as it got closer and closer to 10 o'clock, and I'm sort of watching it here, and I realized, if I keep going, I'm going to have it done. And so I kept going. It's in the kitchen. I'll show it to you. And I was going to rig up a switch on it so that I could, switch it on and off separately from the other light. And then when I finally got it all assembled here and I could hook it up onto a makeshift plug, I ran it through my watt meter. And the entire light bar only it came to 111, I think it was 111 watts total. That's all. Just a tiny bit more than a 100-watt light bulb. And so I thought, why bother with it? Why bother with the switch? Why not just have it hooked into the other light so that when I turn the kitchen light on and off, everything goes on. It's not like it's a huge amount of electricity or heat or anything, so that's the way it is. And I know you're probably going to want to see it, so we'll just take the GoPro here, and we'll run into the kitchen. I've already used the GoPro. Missy the dog has been by. Oh, putting the dog cookies in the moisture, not a good idea. Where it touched the paper towel, that cookie became saturated and crumbly. It's just not a good idea. So it was an idea, but a bad one. Okay, let's get going here. Okay, we should be up and running. So let's go into the kitchen and I'll show you my light bar, and then we'll come back to the model table. Maybe we'll do something. It's nice outside though. Let's go in the kitchen. Okay, as you can see, everything is well illuminated here. I've got lots of illumination for when I'm working and making my pizza and wanting to do any videoing. Okay? In fact, it's too illuminated. I can see all the dead flies over by my flycatcher over there. Okay, so I'll back up here so you can see my light bar. All right. Let's get back to the model table here. Oh, I left the other camera running. I should have shut it off. Okay, well, I guess in that case we may as well just dub everything together here. I kind of like doing that anyway. Okay, let's recompose and see if we can't get a little bit further on step 32. Missy, you were just too fast for me again. Okay. Now, do you want the milk bone? You want the milk bone? No? You want a little bit of attention first, don't you? Yeah, you want a little bit of attention. Yeah, okay. There we go. Now how about this milk bone here? Okay, it's moisturized. Look, it's moisturized.
So she took it, eh?
Well, she took it a little bit more willingly than yesterday. We'll see if she eats it. It's not crunchy. Well, it'll be a little bit crunchy, maybe. Might be more chewy.
How did you soften it?
Well, it was in that container with water.
Ah. And it did soften up overnight, eh?
I believe it has. But a couple of them got really, really soggy. So it's and you can see this one's breaking apart. It's not crunchy like it used to be. So I don't know if it's a good idea or not.
So the level of crunchiness is kind of time dependent, eh?
Yeah, I imagine that if it dried out, it'd go back exactly the same way it was. Yeah, it's cooler this morning, isn't it?
It is 10 degrees or so.
What's the matter, Missy? Somebody walking down the street and they didn't get your permission? Is that what happened?
Looks like a good day for the rebel and his motorcycle.
It might be. It might be. Right now I'm working on my kitchen light bar.
Ah.
I'm going to try and finish that up before I get started on the model ship today.
Have you built a hole in the bottom?
Now, yesterday, I think we were just about at the place where we were going to try and put one of these railings onto this right here, and then we realized that I hadn't painted that. So now this is done, and if we, okay, it's kind of painted itself onto the alligator clip. Okay, so yeah, we're right here now, and okay, so we put this at the same orientation as to the manual. Let me just recompose here a bit. I think this piece here we can probably we can take it off of this. I don't think we're going to need this. It stuck to that wood stronger than I thought it would. Now I know there's a little mark right here, but that's as far as I know, that's all going to be in the background. We're not going to see that. That's going to all be hidden by the overhead bulkhead, which is, you know, going to go something like this. Okay. Very carefully here. Let's not get too exuberant, Ron, and break stuff off. Yeah. I think it'd probably take quite a bit of force to break that off. Well, not quite a bit, but I mean, it's. I don't think it's going to fall off, in other words. Now, I was just noticing that when I painted this earlier this morning, this hole kind of got a little bit of paint in it. And we're going to need to try and get this ladder in that hole. I think it'll probably meld okay. Once again, okay, I'm pretty sure the ladder is supposed to... this is a railing, it's not a ladder. It just looks like a ladder. I mean, why couldn't they have made it look more like a railing, and that way I'd call it a railing? Complain. Always complaining, Ron. Okay, so we're going to want to hold this. Oh, look at that. I guess the paint is still a little tiny bit sticky. Okay, yeah. Okay, we'll just sort of lean it up against there. Something like that. It won't matter if it's off just a little bit. I just don't want it to all of a sudden start slumping over. So where is our extra thin here? I got what with my light bar going on here on the table this morning, can't find anything. Okay, here we go. Maybe I'll recompose a little bit. Okay, we are so close to being done step 32, but I don't think we're going to be able to finish it today. And the reason for that is because we have to wait for the ladder railing to dry. Okay, so it's got to go like that, right? And it's going to want to fall over. So we are going to use a holder downer. Something like this. Okay, let's get this out of the way. And now does that look like it's perpendicular? Where's my square here? Okay, that's about it. Just want to make sure that it's pushed down into the holes in the bottom here. Maybe if I push from the bottom, it might be better. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, now we're going to do this other one much the same way. And then these two pieces then end up getting put on here later. But that's going to have to wait until after this is all dry. Okay, maybe I could bring this over here and swing the camera around a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay, now we're going to want to do the same sort of thing again with this one. And it's got to go in here like this. So let's, I got two holder downers prepared here. Like that. Just sort of wiggle it around so it'll... Alright, now, I wonder if I could bring the... No, I don't think that's a good idea. I was going to just apply the glue onto the... and let it run down. Well, that might wait. That might work. Yeah, I think that's going to be all right. Okay, now I'm just going to eyeball this one because it's too hard to put the machinist square on it. And I think it's probably... Okay, let's just leave that now. Let's just leave that. Okay, it's a little bit cooler today. Warmer than yesterday though. Yesterday it rained all day, most of it. I didn't get out yesterday on the bike. Yeah, 20 degrees Celsius. It's alright for working in the garden, but it's not alright for riding on the Rebel. Okay, well, I'll dress warm. I'm going to get out. It is pretty nice out. And we've gone about as far as we can go here until this dries. So I'm going to call it quits here. Short episode today. Sort of a, as I like to say, a gimpy episode. But hey, we made progress. Yeah, every little step closer to the next step is progress. Thanks for watching, everybody. All be well. We're gonna see you tomorrow.